Welcome back to Yule's Outdoors. I have a couple of subjects I want to cover here. I actually made a video a little bit ago. I watched it over, not 100% happy with it, so I'm going to redo it. I have my thoughts in order a little better, just to let you know what's on the table here. Top to bottom, I have a 300 Blackout, 450 Bushmaster, and then a very new 350 Legend. Came out spring of this year at SHOT Show. CMMG and Winchester teamed up and came up with this new caliber. A lot of confusion on this new caliber. Does it shoot a 3.355 or does it shoot a .357? I was excited about it because all preliminary indications showed that it was going to shoot a 357. So I was going to be able to get heavy rounds pushed out of this, get a nice brush gun out of it for deer hunting. That's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted it for. That's where I thought I was going to go with this. Now, I have since been even more confused than before because now I'm seeing, that Winchester itself is loading it as a 355, but their SAMI specs they sent out showed that it was a 357. So now, if I'm doing 355, I have to go with their 180 grain if I want 180 grain, and that's about where I want to be as far as bullet weight goes. But all I've seen, all the testing I've seen done, Hootie Who shooting it in the ballistics gel, 2 blocks, and it doesn't even slow down. Wound channel is could be better, could be a lot better. I don't see where they did the work on this and made a round that expands at the speeds that this bullet is going. I might as well be shooting a freaking Full Metal Jacket and hoping it tumbles because it's going to do more damage. Because the ones that Hootie Who had found in his video, very minimal expansion. The tip may have opened up to the same diameter of the base, maybe a little more. It was insane. I'm very disappointed in Winchester being such a big company and advertising this as a deer cartridge, blah blah blah, when they very easily could have made this a longer bullet, hollow point, 170 grain, expanding at reasonable velocities that you're getting out of what they had CMMG develop, a 16, 18-inch gun shooting at 1,800 feet a second. I mean, you can develop a bullet that'll expand at that very easily. My son's 44 Magnum, that's what I was going to buy. I couldn't decide if I wanted a 44 Magnum or a 350 Legend. And his 44 Magnum lever, where he's getting 1780, around 1750, 1780 with a 240 grain bullet, XTP hollow point, and just energy dump is fantastic on it. He shot a deer with it last year. It's a great brush gun, low recoil, does exactly what it's supposed to do. This 350 Legend is not doing what it's supposed to do from all the testing I've seen. The only thing I've seen expand reliably was a solid a cast lead round that somebody shot, a semi-wad cutter, and that expanded beautifully. So Winchester, somebody, Hornaday, I don't care who, but somebody needs to come up with a bullet for this that will expand at the speeds that we're pushing out of our air platforms, because not everybody's going to shoot a bolt gun, and I just like straight wall cartridges. It's what I enjoy. I enjoy reloading them. I enjoy shooting them. I just enjoy them. I had a 4570, but I had to get rid of that because my shoulder is, for some reason, not handling the recoil, and it's causing headaches and such. So Long story short, I got rid of it and was going to get a 44 mag, and then the 350 Legend came out, and then I started thinking, and so here we are. Now I'm in frustration mode because this 350 Legend isn't what they advertise it to be, and I wouldn't care about, the false advertising of, oh, same power as a 3030, blah, 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 if it was a expanding round. If the round would expand like it's supposed to, be that viable brush gun, 200 yard deer rifle. There's no way anybody's going to shoot this to 300 yards and take a deer reliably. I just don't see it. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but all the research I've done, I'm not wrong. So, if anybody's got any suggestions, any comments, can help me out with this, I would greatly appreciate it. I had a soft lead round. I believe it's... There it is. Let's see here. This right here. Focus there. I actually pushed this through the barrel of my 350 Legend. This, it was a 357 soft lead round for a 38 special. So I took a cleaning rod, pushed it through, see what it slugged out at, and I'm getting 354 on my calipers, and my calipers read perfectly as far as I can tell. I mean, even if it's a thousandth off here and there. So, I mean, 354. So it looks like you need to use a 355 or a 356. But a 357, you might be pushing it. I don't even know if it'll chamber. With my chamber doing that kind of damage on a round, that's 355. Might be too tight. So there's my dilemma. I want a 170 grain, like to see a 170 grain hollow point for the 350 Legend come out, and then I think I'll be happy. But until then, it's gonna sit. Deer season is just over a week away from now. I've got other options where I hunt. I don't shoot any further. My further shot is 130 yards. So that's just where I hunt. I have a big field that we have a stand that borders, but anything other than the complete opposite side of the field, you're only looking at 75, 80 yards. So now I just put my son's 450 Bushmaster up there for just kind of comparison purposes, because you can see I laid around on it as well. I've shot his gun fine. When I shoot it left-handed, it doesn't seem to bother my shoulder. When I shoot left-handed, I can shoot left-handed fine. I'm a right-handed shooter mostly, but I am able to switch back and forth. So kind of sad on getting rid of the 4570 after I figured that out, but oh well. So new problems. Now on to the 300 Blackout. This is kind of an update on my 300 Blackout. You can see it right there. Let's see if I can get the whole thing. There we go. On it, I have a 125 grain SST and a 125 grain Nosler boat tail, or ballistic tip, sorry, with a boat tail on it. I wanted to use this for hunting. I know everybody's doing the Barn Tac TX 110 or 120 grain with the flat base. I wasn't opposed to that. I was looking into it. I came across these 125s because I was having trouble getting my hands on the 110s for just varmint loads. So I was like, I'll load up some 125s. But then I did some research and got running it through Ballistic Calculator that if I can push this thing close to 2,400 feet a second, this is a viable deer gun for me at my maximum range, we'll say 150 yards, just around it. It'll expand reliably and do everything I want it to do. And I found some information, some load data that said that you can push this Nosler boat ballistic tip boat tail to 2,400 feet a second using a little gun. On testing, I was able to push both the SST and the Nosler to 2390, 24. I was just skating over the 2,400 at like 2308 or 2408 feet per second. So I reached my goal on that. I don't have any pressure signs. The primer's flattening a little bit, but nothing terrible. I'm not getting huge extractor marks. It's not gouging at all. And the gun is cycling reliably with a carbine length gas system. So that's going to be my deer rifle this year. Either that or my 30-30, which I worked up a nice load using 160 grain FTX and the Hodgdon Hornet 8 Lever Evolution powder. Me and my dad are shooting no more than 1.2 inch groups with it. This 300 blackout, I am easily under an inch every time. I don't think I've ever shot over an inch since I got this load figured out. I mean, I've had to play with seating depths and that kind of stuff, but I found little gun does not like to not be compressed. It works. My standard deviations were a lot better when I compressed it, up to a point. You got to find that sweet spot to where it's compressed but not overly compressed. I think I'm like just over 21 grains of powder in there. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. And it seems to be working fine with these two bullets, but I'm also seeding it out a little bit. So, I mean, seeding depth I had to play with to get case capacity on both because the boat tail is a little longer. But they both work great, and actually my point of impact, point of aim on both these rounds are almost identical. I don't have to change anything as far as scope setting. I did start out with a red dot on the top of my 300 blackout, but my old eyes didn't work that well, so I ended up buying this UTG Bug Buster. I like the compact scope, works great. It's clear. Nothing bad about it to say, just a nice scope. Got the QD mount for my sling and muzzle brake. So nothing overly special about it. Just runs great, shoots great. It's my Bear Creek Arsenal upper. Everything on here is a Bear Creek Arsenal. My son's 450 is a Bear Creek Arsenal. The barrel in the 350 Legend is Bear Creek Arsenal, but the upper receiver and all the parts are not. They were just ones I was able to find on sale here and there and whatnot, because I wasn't sure what I was doing with this and how it was going to go. Sorry, I just yawned. But anybody that's got any help with this 350 Legend, please let me know in the comments and we will go from there, because I'm kind of confused about the whole thing. I like to reload. I enjoy reloading. You can see my benches. I don't not reload. Hey, my root beer. So I enjoy reloading. It's something I enjoy doing. So I'm willing to put the work in. I'm just looking for a good direction to go, or if somebody's had better luck with something. I really want to know if I can shoot 357 in this thing or not. Maybe I should get another one of those and seed it into that empty brass and see if it'll chamber at all. I guess maybe that's where I'll start. So thanks for listening, guys. Sorry, just kind of a chit chat type of thing. Have any comments, let me know, and I'll talk to you later.